Salaam alaikum. Hope you are doing well. This is your Sheikh Ali Mwega. This is our first episode of an idea that we have been working around, Sheikh to Sheikh. This is the name of the program. So in this episode, we'll have our esteemed guest, Sheikh Shafi, Abdullah Shafi from South Africa. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
In Kenya, we say karibu sana.
Oh, yeah, karibu sana.
So basically in this program, our aim is as Kenya, alhamdulillah, we have the opportunity to see and also have many sheikhs who they come here for different programs to Kenya. And the idea that we have is to sit with our sheikhs and have a sheikh to sheikh talk and see how they became this particular person, how they became a sheikh. What are the struggles that they are going? What are the advices that they would like to share, but they never had the opportunity to find the right place to share them? And what do they think about the future of Shiaism, Tabligh, Islam in the place that they are living in the world, maybe in Africa, depending where they are from? How are you, Sheikh?
Alhamdulillah, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here with the brothers and family of Kenya. Yes.
You see, Kenya and South Africa, we have some similarities, but you guys are much better when it comes to standing for the justice.
Yes, most probably, I don't know, but it should be, I guess, in everybody.
Yes.
But we come from a background where there was a lot of struggle against oppression.
Yes.
And that is still our DNA.
Yeah.
Yes.
For example, for Palestine and everything, mashallah, South Africa stood quite well, mashallah.
Yes.
So Sheikhana, I know you, yeah, but it's good for our viewers to get to know you more. Yes.
Okay.
Were you born Muslim, Sheikhana?
No, I was not Muslim. I was raised in a Christian family. My mother and father, they're Christian.
Ya Allah. Till now?
Over the years, my father passed on.
Allah.
My mother's still alive. She attended all our majalis. And yes, so she's a real supporter of me.
MashaAllah.
That's obviously on a very personal level.
MashaAllah.
So then obviously my mother got married again. Also to a Christian man who became my stepdad, if we can say so. I don't like the word stepdad, but if I can say extended dad or whatever word.
Like that name.
And he was the one who raised us as well.
MashaAllah.
And he was very much into his own life. Always used to drinking wine, but never used to drink at home where we were. At some level, he had huge respect for us. But that was his life. And over the years, he became Muslim.
MashaAllah.
And he's indeed now a true follower of Ahl al-Bayt, salamullah alayhim.
That's a blessing.
So, and he was just saying, now I'm just waiting on your mother still, so.
Ya Allah. How you became a Muslim?
I was 13, 14 years old at the time, and there was these Muslims around us there in Cape Town, and then Christians, etc. So at that time I was thinking of, why so many religions? But there's just one God. Or what is it that they believe in, the Muslims now? So I had a friend, and I asked the friend, we were in school together, and she told me and answered me, but wasn't satisfactory because there was still an emptiness. And I wanted to know, what do you Muhammadans? That's the word I use, which we were taught,
Yes.
any case. What is it that you Muhammadans, you Muslims, you believe in? And so I read, she gave me some books, etc. And so I read, but it wasn't satisfactory.
Still.
There was still something missing, something that you cannot put your finger on yet, because yes, the answers, or rather the questions, were answered to a certain degree, but it left many questions still unanswered. And some of those answers created even more questions. So, went to dig further, if we can say so, read more, etc. And yeah, now she used to do martial arts at the time and encouraged me also in a way to come and join their karate club, which I did. And there the sensei, the ustad, he invited us to his house for informal discussions, just come and chill, as we say,
Yes,
and
yes.
have some tea and let's us just talk. So we discussed the karate and competitions and the styles and the techniques, etc. And of the discussions that went, or that was also thrown within, was Islam and Tashayyu and Shiaism.
Oh,
He was Shia, by the way.
you did not know the
I did
difference
not
between
know.
Shias.
No, at that time, I never knew that there was a Sunni Muslim, a Shia Muslim. For me, they all were Muslims.
Muhammadans.
They were all Muhammadans and Muslims at the time. So they're attending these sessions on a Saturday, which he used to invite us, and he had discussions then, and that's how he used his karate to introduce Tashayyu to us, the youngsters at the time.
I will put a pin on that point. Inshallah, we'll come back to it.
Yes, definitely. There's also what I want to say later.
Yes.
Is what we are doing now currently. I will explain later that.
Yes, yes.
But based on this experience.
Inshallah.
So, and there I became aware. I was made aware of, there are those who have followed the family
of
the Holy Prophet, and there are those who did not. And then I came to know about a split, if I can say so, at the time. There's this dichotomy, almost the same like Christianity, the Catholics and the Protestants. And to my mind, oh my God, what now? Am I not experiencing the same now?
You came all this way because you believed Allah is one. There is one God. It's supposed to be at least one religion. It's easy.
And they're
now
supposed
it's
to
becoming
be
harder.
Then there's supposed to be unity amongst the people. That's what I knew intuitively. No one taught that. One God, all people are the same, all people. That at least is what I believed in. Still believe in, by the way. So I came to know these differences. But then I said, no, man. There must be God. God must be somehow here.
You felt it?
Yes. Then my friend encouraged me. I wanted to see. I'm already now Muslim, but not knowing yet.
Just Muslim.
Yes, I think
more than
I was just
Islam.
Muslim a week or 2 or 3 weeks, but not knowing. But at least I knew there was, yes, Allah is there, God is there, whatever, but there was still something missing. And then I thought to myself, Fridays we have school in South Africa, and usually when it is Jumu'ah time, the time near Jumu'ah, then Muslims, they leave school and then they go to the mosque. So I wondered, what are they doing in mosques? I want to see, but I never dragged my body there yet. So this one Friday, I decided also to leave and the school authorities knew me as not being Muslim.
Mm.
So why do you want to leave now with the Muslims?
Yes.
Are you want to escape now lessons, etc.? So I said, no, no, no. I just want this. I want to go to the mosque. They can't. And I was very forceful. Once I put my head to something, no one will stop me.
Even now.
Even now, yes.
MashaAllah. I hope it's always the right path.
Sometimes it brings me into trouble. I don't know.
Hey.
So I went. Then one Friday, I saw one of the big mosques there in Cape Town. So I went there, which is near our school in any case, but on my way home. So I said, okay, let me go and see what these Mohammedans are doing in their churches,
Yes.
in their mosques. Okay, and then I stood at the door and I saw they going wash themselves. So while standing at the door, they must be very dirty. Why are they These were all the thoughts that was going in my mind. Why? But I understand. I can understand that they are washing because most probably they have some dirt
Yeah.
which they have accumulated since the morning now, and it made sense. And here they're washing hands, and the feet I can understand.
Yes.
The hands and the
50-50.
faces, that it didn't make so much sense to me, but okay. I didn't make it an issue either. The fact that they were washing, okay, that's beautiful, but I don't know. Let me just see what happens. Now, to my shock, there were no benches in the mosques.
Everyone is sitting down.
Everybody is sitting on the ground, and I found that strange, not used to it. But it's something new. I'm not fighting it.
Yes,
Let me
yes.
just see.
We are here to observe.
Yes. I'm here to observe and to see now what is going to happen now. What do they do in their
These
churches? Yes. And then this man there in front was speaking. Half of the stuff I don't understand. He speak a language which I don't know. Any
Arabic.
case, yes, it was. And he's whatever, okay, I don't understand, but I assume that is, I think, Quranic stuff or Arabic stuff,
Yeah.
what he was saying. And here they all stood up, and then they all went to put their heads on the ground. That was the shock of my life. That was the best sight I've seen ever. Because in churches they don't do it.
It's not all.
For the first time, I saw how many people are bowing down to God. And I said, I don't care which religion now,
I like it.
but that is beautiful. That is right. That is right, whether it is, and it's just a pity the Christians don't do it. But in any case, that had a lasting impression on me. Then few months later, it was in the winter. I had to go to school and I was walking, but it was raining a lot. So it was raining too much. The rain in South Africa is real rain and cold.
Wow.
Like, for
You see, in Kenya,
example,
we don't say winter.
yes, I was now here in Western Kenya.
Everyone
and
is complaining.
There, Mombasa. This is too hot for me. I prefer to come to Kenya again during the winter where there is at least.
This is almost our winter.
No, this is nothing. This I can.
Everyone is complaining in
I
Nairobi.
can wear shorts and maybe a sweater somehow, but this is not cold.
MashaAllah.
And our cold is so cold. because there in Cape Town, the wind from the South Pole
Yeah, yeah.
is blowing and the temperatures are high, or for example, 10, 12, 13 degrees. Last year we had a 6 degrees temperature. That is cold. Well, it's not European standard cold or Siberia cold,
But it's cold.
but it is
African
cold. Yes, that's cold, especially in the Western Cape area. Any case, so few months later, it was raining, and you must have raincoat and everything. And the wind is blow. That wind is a cold wind. It makes the temperature even more cold. Any case, so I had to walk to school, and I was wet completely halfway through. So I thought, I'm not going to school the whole day being wet in class.
And it's cold.
And it's cold. I'm rather going home. But throughout this time, these issues were bothering me of Islam and Christianity and Allah and God and all of those things. I was already, by this time, yes, more closer to Islam, and have now already drifted away due to other reasons. In any case, studying of the Bible and lots of issues there, and also the denominations as well, and then the history of that, in any case, I read. So I was not particularly impressed by what happened, especially here in Christianity, especially after finding out that in the year 321 AD, at the Treaty of Nicaea, the bishops came, and there they decided that Jesus is God.
Oh, Jesus is God. Yes.
No, this is what happened already in history, and that was actually the start of the actual formation of the Catholic Church and their doctrines, etc. That was an amplifying moment, though it was already before, yes, but had the church called a conference in the year 321 AD at the Treaty of Nicaea. And there's where they've moved the weekly holiday from the Sabbath Saturday to the Sunday, in order to appease the Roman sun god. And the Pope did it, etc. And I was not particularly impressed by that, because who gives him that authority? That I don't want to go into that now. That's a whole new discussion and requires a few episodes for that in any case. But these were some of the things which I read up and until that time. So that already caused me to drift away from Christianity. Now faced with this new Mohammedan religion, which is ticking all the boxes thus far. And now I went back, obviously, that morning back home, wet and still cold, and had to make some tea or coffee because it was cold. And yes, my grandmother, she gave me a small rug, which I used to put in front of my bed. So when you get out of the bed with your naked feet, then you at least put it on some kind of carpet, not on the cement floor, or what they call it, tiled floor at the time. So I was in this fight of myself now. Allah, Jesus, God, whatever. And it bothered me until I decided I was alone at home. And I decided to do what I saw in the mosque.
The sajda.
Yes. And I put my rug in the direction of Qibla.
You already knew where Qibla is.
Yes, because they were all facing, northeast from the South African position. So I said, well, God is anywhere, by the way. I could have even if you put it in any direction, God is
Yeah.
everywhere. So, but I chose Qibla as I saw because that was beautiful. And I put my head on the ground and I asked for guidance. And I sobbed. I sobbed like hell. You have to guide me because I don't know where and what. I have this, but I know you exist. I know somehow you must exist. And if you could give rise to me, then you should have the power then to at least come and guide me.
Ya Allah.
And I asked you, and I was sobbing.
How old are you? 13?
I was at the time 16 years
16.
old. And it happened. Then a few months later, we obviously, as I said, we did this karate, and there the
Yes.
ustad. I didn't know. At that time, I didn't know
You're
that the
just doing your
sensei.
karate.
I was just doing the karate, and I didn't know the sensei was she as well. So he invited us, and when he started to discuss with us at-tashayyu and Ahl al-Bayt in Quran, now that void, that emptiness
You started that.
started to be filled slowly, slowly, slowly. And it took us another year or so until I was not actually content. I was Muslim, but I didn't even know I was Sunni or even Shia. I was still on my journey, wanted to know more, wanted to discover. Read, a lot of the things make sense. A lot of the things didn't sit in the heart yet, though some already started. Until read more, and then no. Shia, that's the answer. And that has given me a lot of contentment.
Alhamdulillah.
The void wasn't there anymore. Yes, and now we had to deal with many of those other issues within Tashayyu, but leave that for later on when we discuss it. So that was my journey from, if I can say so, Christianity
To
Islam, to Ahl al-Bayt, salamullah alayhim.
Allahumma salli.
And I always, when I was Christian, I always wanted to be either a priest or a pastor.
So you tried to become a sheikh.
Wanted to do something for my people, but through religion.
You see, when I used to study in Hausa, we had different groups of people. Yeah, I came across good amount of people who came for Hausa for themselves. Like, I want to know my religion. Yeah. And we had those who, they said, you know what, I came here for my people. Yeah. I remember my dad used to say that he had an opportunity to come to Iran around 1990. He's a sheikh also. But due to some issues, he did not manage. So he went back to Tabligh work for 4 years until he got another opportunity in 1994. So he said that I was blessed with an opportunity to do Tabligh work, which showed me what I lack, what my people need. Yeah. So when I went there, I knew what I was looking for. But most people, my understanding, most of us who just go to Islamic seminaries, we don't go with that point of view. Yeah. So, but yours, it was like same as my father. You wanted to study for your people.
I cannot speak for other people.
Yes.
The level of your sincerity and your intent, which you do not verbalize to people,
Yes.
will be shown. Many, and this is no judgment, many expect when they go to Hausa or even other centers, non-Muslim centers also, Then they expect the structure, how it should be, and then they expect they should have a line or a link to financial security. This is unfortunately the mistake of many. Even in South Africa, some went to the Hausa, and I'm sorry to say this, some even went back to Christianity.
We have such in Kenya also.
That's no judgment, but how sincere were you in the first place? You cannot fool life. Time will expose everybody. It will just take time, and people will see your intention in real life.
So you went to Hausa?
Before I went to Hausa, so I was living obviously at the time under apartheid, and I saw the struggle of my people. And I say my people not to be nationalistic, but around me. And I say it with passion. I need to do something not only for myself, but for my people. And I also then I came to Kenya, and I was accepted at Madrasatul Rasul Al Akram.
Yes, one of the oldest.
Yes, in 1994.
Ah.
And the brother who hosted me, we shared a room, was Al-Hajj Isa Majengo.
Inshallah.
We developed an exceptional good friendship, but rather brotherhood. And also Sheikh Ali Samoja at the Hausa. And Sheikh Ayub Rashid was my ustad.
MashaAllah.
So I'm very much connected to Kenya. And I always said to them, you people are Kenya. Yes, I'm interested in the landscape and seeing, but
at the end of the day,
you are Kenya to me. And they've made my stay here. I was here for 1 year and 3 months. I left in July 1995. I came here on my mother's birthday on the 2nd of May 1994.
MashaAllah.
So I left here the 27th of July, which was on a Wednesday evening. I will never forget.
That's the interesting part.
That's the next year. I will never forget that. But I always, there was nothing which Madrasatul Rasul Akram could offer me except the Arabic, because I read all of those books already. I felt I'm at a place where they can't offer anything for me. The brotherhood was there, yes, alhamdulillah. But I wanted, my thirst for knowledge
was not quenched.
So from there I went then to the Islamic Republic of Iran. I studied in Qum.
I was there. I was telling Hajj Isa, he told me about that. I said, I don't remember him. And then I realized I was very young.
I arrived in Qum in 1995. The first South African student actually there in Qum. And one evening, from there then I said, no, this is not a place where I can learn Arabic. So I need to be in an Arabic environment. And I had my conversations with Allah, by the way. And I said, and it was alone. Up till today, I still do that. Where I have my conversations.
With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
And it happened. Then I left for Beirut. And I was in Beirut for almost 10 years. In the Hausa there. And then me going back to South Africa, seeing the structures, seeing the situations.
So you went there, you studied there for 4 years without traveling back home? Or?
Yes, I went then from Beirut. Every year I went for a holiday.
So you used to assess the situation.
Yes, and then there are structures. They're doing good. They're doing well.
Let me ask this before we go back to Africa.
Okay.
In Hausa, you see, as a good amount of, for the longest time, these Hausa seminaries, yeah, they have one system, yes. And the question is, now they are trying to change systems, yeah. And every once a while they realize there are some problems. There are different ideology when it comes to West and Africa and other places, that they don't need to study a lot, because there are people, even if you study up to, let's say, to the highest level, you are people, they just need to know how to do wudu and all of that. So we have people who want to study the whole thing, people who want to study the short period. And how would you suggest, like, for Africans who they go there, and how do you assess the situation there for people who come from, you see, we have, in my mind, we have two Africas, the East and the West. South Africa is part of the East, or sort of like Kenya and South Africa, because of the English, because of some other issues. Our mentality, our situation, they are quite the same. Yeah, my understanding. West Africa, they already have a good number of Muslims. So their situation is totally different, because you go to a country like Senegal, they are 98%, 99% Muslims. Yeah, already Islam is there. So now it's just tashayu. So they are not dealing with Islam. Now they already have big scholars in the Sufi tariqat, those who have studied in Medina, Makkah, I don't know, Egypt, I don't know where. But our situation, Kenya, South Africa, maybe even people from Europe and other Western countries, we may enter in the same situation when it comes to Hausa. Yeah, it could confuse us. Like, you feel like sometimes you study, and then, is it useful for my people, especially if you're going for your people, and the time that you'll spend? And how do you find Hausa catering for foreigners, especially from this area?
The Hausa, they have their own system.
Yes.
It's a center of learning. It's an ocean, if I can say so.
Yes.
Whoever goes there need to have his own GPS. You need to know in your heart why you are here. And as we've said, this is, in fact, this particular point is bypassing many who go to the Hausa. And I don't say this also as a judgment. It's just that they think it's like a normal university.
You just go study.
And then you will graduate. And after that, there will be some kind of financial backing in some way. Albeit like the ways of the university in your head. And then they see that also is a challenge in, for example, and we were in the same situation. I had the same thoughts, by the way, the same negative emotions I developed also, by the way. I was also angry, by the way. And within that pool of a, whirlwind or whatever, there's even truth there. You just need to dig further. Now, I'm used to digging because the experience in Christianity taught me, and then also to find Ahl al-Bayt salamullah alayhim. I was used to digging. And I always had, Allah, you better show me what to do, because I don't know. I don't know. That's why when I say sincerity is of utmost importance. If you are, and that's what I came to know and came to learn in Islam, in Ahl al-Bayt, Sidq al-Niyah and Sidq al-A'mal and all of those, you must be sincere in what you're doing. Your situations might be how? Allah, وَلَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا, not sabil. Subul, plural, not singular. We are fixating ourselves that we need to copy somebody else's model. whereas you are unique. And what if the possibility might be that you will discover your own model and not necessarily what you are focusing on and expecting that you should follow other people's models. And yes, this was a learning curve for me as well. As I said, I had the same emotions, the same feelings. But you know, like a child, you usually think of things, and as you grow older, you learn how stupid you've been, how you can even smack yourself in your own face that, why was I so narrow-minded? I was just focusing on one, but didn't allow yourself to be opened to other possibilities, other suggestions. You were just focusing, it should be that way.
If it's not,
If it's not this way, then it's no other way. And Hausa is beautiful. It will sift, it will filter out the sincere ones from the not so sincere ones. And I don't say that with judgment.
No.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
When you are on this path, there's a particular way your consciousness and your thinking should be. And if it's not, then there are other ways for you to do whatever you want to do. You have free choice, by the way. You can do whatever. But for this particular path of tabligh, you need to be in a particular mindset. And the heart must be somehow conditioned and fashioned in a particular way, conducive for this path. And if it is not, it will be known. And that is no judgment. Maybe you expected it. And I'm speaking of myself also. And it didn't materialize. And I was angry. And we know you never solve problems out of anger.
No, you can't.
Yeah, so when I went back to South Africa after being in Hausa, I said to Allah, I'm going back now, no? This is how I speak to Allah, by the way. It's the only one who understands me, my only friend, if I can say so.
Ya Rafiqa man la Rafiqa la.
The only one, he gave rise to me, so he knew me, and where can, to whom can I share my things that's in my heart?
Without
to whom?
Anything. No barrier.
So, said, I'm now going back to South Africa, no? But I'm going to be independent.
Why independent?
I've seen already throughout my years of visiting, some who were in Hausa and they're working in structures, and I didn't like what I saw. I don't want to go into details. I think you can imagine what I'm referring to.
Yes.
But that, remember, when you engage with whatever, you will always feel something in your heart.
Yes.
Always. And I'm very much attentive to what I feel after engaging.
People don't realize this. Me, I remember we had visited some, they called it a temple. They did not call it a church. See, we do some interfaith work here and there. So when we entered there, I felt heavy, like something heavy inside me, very heavy. So when we came out, I told one of my sheikh friends that I did not like this place. I said, why? I said, like, if sometimes there are people and situations that I feel quite heavy. Like I go there, I won't return. Apparently not everyone has the same thing. It's not as common as people think.
I've come to learn, especially in the world of Irfan,
Yes.
which is That's the only thing that makes sense to me, that world. But leave that as every human being was born with his internal GPS. Allah never left you without a guide.
وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًّا فَهَدَى.
Never. In fact, guidance outside of you can never replace guidance from within. Never. He didn't create us and just left us. If asked, the answers will come. And we have so many ayats where it refers to you ask Allah, and while asking He's answering. Astajib lakum, not sofa or sa astajib lakum. Astajib fi'al mudari'u, in the present. As you are asking, the guidance is there. You just need to discover it. Somehow, move, wipe away the fog, wipe away the dust, and see it properly. So, I saw structures, etc. And I saw, not only in South Africa, but when the Mubalaghin come back, or the students of Hausa, they come back to the Hausa after being in their countries now, they share with us. And as I was now listening to their narratives and their stories, there was just something in my heart. Allah, no, there's something wrong here.
The most interesting part in Hausa, I remember us being in Hausas, people would come, tell you horrible stories about this particular Islamic organization, how they deal with Muballighin, how it is, how Tabligh is stuck at that, Nini. But you'll see this other brother, he's listening, but his hope is when he goes back home, he gets employed there because at least he knows that end of the month he will have money.
As I've said, that's the, tumuh, the aspirations of many. Unfortunately for many, it is a problem, a huge problem. So when I went back to South Africa permanently from being in the Hausa in Beirut, I said to Allah, Allah, I'm going to be independent. I was also there hoping to be approached by some personality, some organizations there even.
The hope is there, but you don't want structure.
But I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm going to ask. No, I need to keep my karama at least, my dignity at least. And it never happened. Alhamdulillah, it never happened. And then I said, okay, let me park this matter. Let me park it one side. I will pick it up when I'm ready. But now I need to follow another path. And that path was the path of financial independence. I went to do a course in real estate. And I started to sell houses.
MashaAllah.
And then also after that, in 2008, when the real estate market collapsed around the world,
Yes.
I then saw, and I couldn't get houses to sell. Then I know, as I said at the time, the universe is giving me something here. You need to be fluid. You need to be flexible, not be rigid, not be fixed in your personality, in your attitude that I only want this. If even this is the philosophy of Bruce Lee,
Yes.
I'm being in martial arts
Being
as well.
water.
Being
like
water. Excellent. Water can be converted into a gas, solid, and a liquid, by the way. You need to be flexible. And with that flexibility, You learn as if Allah, and yes, it is indeed. He wants to train you because you're on a bigger path than where you are. But now you need to be trained. So always be in a state of you are a student. And this is what Hausa taught me. You will always remain a student. And your lectures might not come in a formal classroom.
Life lessons.
Yes.
Hardship.
Yes.
Imtihan.
And so I'm a registered real estate agent also. Then I went into teaching.
University or high school?
At high school. I love mathematics. I'm a math teacher also. Went into teaching. I used to teach what you call Form 4 mathematics. That's the last year of school. We call it matric. Yes. We call it matric in South Africa. And that is how I learned the young people of South Africa. Let me just give you because being in Hausa,
yes,
you sit, the Ustad comes, you sit nicely.
You listen.
There's very beautiful akhlaq amongst the students. Everybody sit and listen and you take in and you take notes and you have to hifz, etc. My first year of teaching in South Africa was Hausawi.
You come to class.
I come to class. Lecture. I said, Salaam alaikum. I spoke with a soft voice, like my asatida in Hausa, and big problem in South Africa.
They said, this is a soft teacher.
This is a softie, and they bamboozle.
High school.
They gave me hell. And I now had to learn. My first year was difficult.
In your mind, you see?
Because I came with Hausa.
In Kenya, I've faced this issue. Someone was telling me that, you see, the biggest problem with sheikhs when they come here, is they have irfan, they have tawadhu. Yeah, and as much as we have thought like there is place for tawadhu, there is place for takabbur and all of that, but you have this, you are on Hausa mode.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
I was like this in the class.
But people will,
Now in South Africa, I think it's worse because our schools, I was in a school in a poor area, and in that area there's gangsters, there's drug addicts, these drug lords, and those type of people. There's also the gangs, the various gangs
within the school.
Yes, where they sell their stuff. And also the system in South Africa, you basically can't do anything. You can't hit or whatever. I come from a system where you
deal with gangsters, but you can't deal in a gangster way
from
with
Hausa to school. Oh God, where am I? I couldn't teach properly. In fact, my first year of teaching was
horrible.
It was a failure until in December holidays, and I had to re-look at myself. I've now adopted this methodology for this year, and this methodology turned out to be horrible. It's a complete failure. I need to change.
Can I point something about you? It's something that I'm learning from you today. I've realized that you face difficulties, but instead of trying to push, sometimes you give the difficulty time to prepare itself. Like time to see each other, to understand each other. Like you gave this scenario at least an year, where some people would have given it 1 month, 2 months.
Some people never.
Some people never. So you give, even in the situation in Qom, even in situation you becoming a Muslim. Like I can see this repeating itself. Like if you see a problem, you will live with it. You will give it time. It's okay. You are my problem. Yeah. I will give you time. Don't worry. I'm not running away and I'm not taking away you anywhere. So I give you time. And then you go, you see, okay, God, this is the problem I had. So you go, you restart. You give, after giving it time, you see, okay, it's not going away. Now let's have a talk.
Yes.
This is something we need to learn. Patience And new strategy.
Yes. And my mathematics teaching,
Yes.
I always apply this now everywhere in situations. I always solve for X.
Aye.
I used to teach the children solve for
Solve for
X on
X.
the board. Now I'm solving X in life. So the next year, now I'm also by nature a very strict person. In fact, my brother calls me law and order.
The character had an effect.
I am very regimented when it comes to issues. I need to be on time. I hate being.
Discipline.
That's
How
what
do you
is.
live in Africa?
So, no, I don't. These are the things I don't tolerate. I don't entertain. This is how, if I say, like my mother, for example, if I tell my mother, I will be there 7 o'clock, my mother is ready 6 o'clock. So that is in me. Being late, no, I hate it. That is something I will never accept in life, by the way.
We announce programs will start at Milad al-Imam Rida alayhi salam will start at 9 a.m. The Sheikh arrive at the one who is dealing the program 9:30. And then people start coming in. The main Sheikh comes around 10:30. So you see how it is.
Now you see, it's useless you talk on the mimbar, but you don't live it. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, lima taqulun ma la taf'alun. Oh, you believe, why do you say things, but you don't do? With us, I don't care where I am or who.
9 is
9 o'clock. Maybe perhaps I will push it perhaps until 5 past 9, 10 past 9, but not half past, not 10 o'clock. If it was 9 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock. Whoever must, let them fall in afterwards. I don't care. We have started 9 o'clock. That is something I don't compromise. Even today, I will speak later about our programs, etc. If we say a time, I don't entertain any other. That's how strict you're supposed. You must live your haqq, live your truth. You can't say, but you don't live it. What you sing is what you live too. So the next year, any case, I went back to school. Now I have to prepare. Now that natural me, that real me is coming out now. And I had, I think, 7 or 8 classes. There are approximately 40 of them per class. And from day one, good morning, class. Now the previous year, Assalamu alaikum, good morning, nice seeing you. The next year, no, the tone has changed. Good morning, everybody. Right, I'm your teacher and I will be teaching you this. And let me tell you, Suma, from day one, there's just one captain here and that's me. If you try to be a captain, let me tell you, you're going to lose. There's just one captain here. We will respect and make jokes, etc. But work is work. And then I used to interact with the kids in a respectful manner. Never used to swear at them. Many teachers do, by the way. Many teachers treat them disrespectfully. I don't do that. I treat them with respect, but stern. I had no problems with gangsters at the school, because I always go up and I always identify the big ones, the troublemakers. Then I used to go, how are you? Are you all right? And I used to shake their hands very, how are you?
The African way.
Yes.
Show strength.
Yes. And then,
this guy is strong.
Yes, then, why? When you neutralize the troublemakers, I need to win them over. And you can't win them over with disrespect. You need to win them over with respect. And then every time, whenever I used to pass by, how are you? And then, how's your family? those things I see you doing. If you got any problem, let me know. No? And I used to do house visits. Need to show interest.
That I care.
I care. Why? 70% of the children in our schools, they come from single parents.
Yes.
The father is either a gangster or a drug addict or in jail.
Same as
Or somehow not in their lives. And me, my father died when I was a year and 4 months old. I know the pain of any youngster who want to have his father in his life and is not experiencing that. I know that pain. So I approach them with this. And I thank Allah that I had to go through these difficulties, because now I turn that horror and that darkness
into opportunity.
into a positive thing. And this is what we are doing, which I will speak later. So that year and all the other years up and until now, there's just one captain in my class, and that's me. No one else. If you try, let me say this, you're going to lose this battle. Period. You must be so confident that you neutralize. Yes, there were always those who try their luck and have caused trouble also. But you must know. You must have a personality. Don't allow anyone to intimidate you, especially children.
Let me ask, you mentioned confidence.
Yes.
Yes. How do you assess? You see, in my understanding, we have people who have confidence, those who don't have, and those who have excess amount of it. In the sheikhs, yeah, when we see it, which one is, because I feel, yeah, based on my, I visit many centers, I feel like this self-esteem in many sheikhs is quite low. Yeah. And we have few new students who go to Iran, to Lebanon, they return with confidence. And some of them, they return with excess amount of confidence. Now they bring trouble. So how, where should we put the level of confidence, and how should we grow it as a teacher of Irfan and someone who's working in Africa?
Let me say this, and I say this to many of brothers and sisters. When you deal with people, you're not a mechanic. When you're fixing a car, the car don't talk back. The car don't have an attitude. Or when you do plumbing, or when you are a carpenter, the cupboards don't speak.
I don't want you to do it like
yes,
this.
you just fix the cupboard, fix the engine, fix the plumbing. End of story, you go home. You don't deal with people. Dealing with people, it's another set of skills which you need to develop. You yourself. And we say this, those who are in house or wherever, if you don't develop these skills, you're going to have failure. Nobody's going to give it to you. Like in Mike, I had to discover this myself because I've asked. Allah is not only on the day of Jumu'ah or when you read Quran, or on the day or on the month of Muharram, for example, and there's some kind of that separation between Allah somehow they above the clouds and I'm here and here I have to struggle on. No. You need to engage, and Allah is ever ready to assist if asked. And maybe I was lucky, I don't know. Maybe that's intuitive that I've always appealed to that higher power. Always. And wallahi wa rasul, it always guided. Always. Because you open yourself up. You admit, I don't know what to do here.
You don't know. You have never faced this situation. You have never met someone who faced this situation same as you.
And somehow you meet somebody who will guide you, or you wake up One morning, that aha moments is the ilham. Okay, need to do it like that. And when you try it, it works. The last day Quran was revealed, that last ayah, Al-Yawm Akmaltu Lakum, that was not the last day when Allah spoke to people. He's speaking every day to you. Should you listen?
So
that would, I want to say this. Your relationship with Allah
is everything.
is of utmost importance, because that is the ultimate guide, Allah Azza wa Jal. And if you ask, the answers come. And don't expect the answers to come the way you expect it to come. With Allah, you are naked. Whatever will come along the way is the best thing that will suit you.
I remember having some issues back in Qom, in Hausa. So I used to go, like, when I had any problems, I used to go to Sayyidah Masuma. Yeah. So I remember after some time, I realized that there was a time that I felt like my world is ending with that particular problem. So I went to Ziyara and I prayed. I asked for guidance. After a few months, I remember, by the way, I had that problem. It was not solved. It was dissolved and I forgot that I had a problem. Yeah, I did not find a way. But I don't know how. I don't even remember the problem, but I remember the feeling that I had.
Let me just say, that was what I deduce from, if Allah can speak to me at the haram, then He can speak to me anywhere else. And that's what I do today. 24/7, that door is open and has never been closed. It is we who have closed that door,
Not Allah.
not Allah. So with all of those experiences which I had now in teaching, and alhamdulillah, it taught me a lot about the youngsters. And today we still work with young people.
Let's go back to the first point.
Okay, yes.
You remember, you see, I feel, yeah. I think I've used the word I feel, I observe. And you see, we have an issue in Tabligh in Kenya. Let me say Kenya. But I've seen it other places where we are trying to become like churches. We sit in our mosques, in our centers, waiting for people to come. I remember my dad used to tell us that they had adapted some ideas of Jehovah Witness. It's Jehovah Witness, yeah, Jehovah Witness, that they knock doors and visit. Like, they had a lot of programs back then. Now I don't see most of that. Now it's mostly to centers. Mm-hmm. You mentioned something quite interesting, where this person, 30 years ago, he was doing great work of Tabligh through karate. What are the methods that now you are using that are not traditional?
Now,
or others can borrow also from you?
Okay, so I am happy you've asked that question, Sheikh, because it is important. We don't have a center. And I think by design, and it's good. When I look at life, I always look at what's the message, even the problems. What's the message in it?
Someone may say, so where do you do majalis if you don't have a center?
Okay.
Where do you do Juma prayers?
Yes.
Where do you do Eid prayers?
Yes,
without us? That's the point of the center.
Let me come to that. So I was teaching, and throughout these years, we had a center at one area, and we always approached the people. In Christianity, there's always what we do house visits.
Yes.
the pastor or the priest. And there's where I learned it. Now being Muslim, being Sheikh, always do house visits. And that is important. You need to come to know the people. You can't sit in a mosque and expect people. No,
To come to you.
you need to go to the people. And that's what I'm doing. We approach many. Now let me come to where we are now currently. Okay, right before that, during COVID, so when they declared lockdown,
Yes.
So we could still move around, but only essential staff and
Yes.
emergency workers. At that time, I was working for a humanitarian organization who was also doing essential services. Right, they distributed food, etc., to the people. And when I went to certain areas, I could see how people were queuing for food. And that I said, no, Allah. I actually said it as I'm telling you. I said, no, Allah, no, not while I'm breathing. I know at least people. So I called people I knew and still know. Can you give us 2 kilos of rice, please, man? Can you give us 2 or 5 kilos of chicken? And we started to make food and we started to distribute food. We went
You
in.
take it to them.
Yes.
Not asking them to come for you.
My immediate family and friends, I asked for donations, but then we cooked food and we took it to the areas where the people were queuing for food. I said, no, it might be lockdown. I don't care about lockdown. But people are not going to die of starvation while I'm breathing. I can do something, which we did. We have today 9. At the time, we borrowed 100-liter pot from somebody. In fact, my cousin gave the first 10 kg of chicken. Some others gave rice, and we made our own pot of food. And there on the pickup, and there we went into an area. And I know you're not solving the problem, but at least some people will not be hungry for the next 4 hours. You know, obviously food stay only in your stomach for at least 3, 4, 5 hours. At least there is some relief for people, for some people, for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours at least. And wherever we went, then the children, you know, they're half naked, bare feet, they're cold, hardly any clothes on. And one child will come up to you and say, Uncle, thank you for the food. You know, no amount of money in this world or in this universe can equate the feeling you feel when you see a child or somebody thanking you for what you have been doing. And that encouraged me more. I don't believe in lack. Lack is a mental sickness because we did it out of nothing.
Very true.
This is the thing which I was taught in life by Allah Azza wa Jal. You are your biggest resource. This money and equipment and other things, it will follow what is in your head. If you believe in lack, then that is what you will manifest in your life. There is no lack in this universe. Allah cannot give you a stomach and not give you the means to acquire, etc. He cannot. There's enough for everybody. It's just people, and this is, if you don't have self-confidence, that's the biggest issue here. If you don't have self-confidence, then everything else in this line of work, if I can say so, you're not going to be successful.
We don't have a lot of time. Juma prayer is closed. Yeah? Yes. I wish we could continue, but let me say one point and then I ask you one last question. You see, I've learned in life two things. One thing you mentioned, like, just I put it in my own words,
Okay.
that I've faced a lot of like self-preservation or struggle to do some things because I want it to be perfect. And all of these perfect things I've never done. Maybe I've never done any of them. Maybe I've done one or two, I don't remember. But in my mind, I've not done anything. But anything that I decide to do, I say, you know what? I have pen and paper. Let's do this. I start doing. Yeah. Or, for example, I started the work on social media. I don't know the Tabligh work that we are doing here in Nairobi. I don't know, there was this project I did. I started from nothing. Yeah. And then I used to tell my dad about that, and he used to say that there is this hadith that is talking about knowledge, but it can be used here. Man amila bima ya'lam, allamahu Allah ma lam ya'lam.
Ahsant.
If you practice what you already know, Allah will guide you for ways that you did
don't-
not know.
yes.
But by just sitting here and waiting. And the other thing is, I don't know if it's a personal thing without judging, as you said. I hate complaints.
Oh, yes.
If you come complaining to me once, come complain to me twice, come complain to me thrice, I realize the problem is not the problem that you're coming with. You are the problem.
Excellent.
You are the problem. Yeah?
Excellent.
So if I complain about a problem to myself, to someone else once, twice, thrice,
You're
I
the
go back
problem.
and say, the problem is not here. I am the problem.
Excellent.
So I need to look inside. Where is the issue? And this is an advice. I am not in the level of giving advice, but it's something that I would tell any youngster and even my fellow sheikhs. If you see that you are complaining too much about your own organization, the work, that the place that you are working, they are not the problem. You are the problem.
Excellent.
So either you move away or you do something, you take action. Don't just complain.
You better solve for X.
Yeah. You better somewhere.
Solve for X.
At least it was used. So Sheikhana, so to finish, I wish we had more time with you. You came, you visited us, and I really enjoyed this conversation. To be honest, it inspired me, it motivated me. I felt something that I have not felt for quite some time. Like, so what is the biggest advice, the most important advice that you will tell your fellow sheikh when it comes to the work for their community?
Be a lighthouse. What is the function of a lighthouse? Is to shine your light. Other people you don't even know, like a lighthouse. It guided the ship safely into the harbor. The lighthouse don't even know all the ships.
Is it a pirate? Is
Even
it
the
an
crew.
enemy?
No, your function is just to be the light in somebody else's dark room.
Just for clarification, some might ask, where should I get that light from?
That is now the point I want to come to.
Yes.
You cannot be a light if you are not realizing that you are the light. If you sit with people but you don't feel you are lost yourself, you don't feel that you can do something here, then you're in the wrong place. First, go train yourself. These difficulties, these challenges in life, it builds character and it gives us a message of how to be. You are not in a position that is greater than what you can manage. Doesn't matter where you are. La yukallifullah nafsan illa wus'aha.
So all the problems are there, but you can't tackle.
All the problems, wallah, as a teacher, you give the questions, but Allah also gave you the memo. He also gave you not only the questions, the problems, but he also gave you the solutions. Go and discover it for yourself first before you can stand in front of people. Because once you stand in front of people, you need to project positivity. You need to project guidance. You need to tell the people how loved they are, how magnificent they are, how strong they are, how compassionate they are, how they must believe in their own abilities. You cannot go and from the mimbar and give negativity to people. You've been beaten up by family, by friends, in the workplace, everywhere. Now you come to Allah in the masjid and you get a beating again. Who can survive that? No wonder we don't have, no wonder we don't have self-confidence. When you deal with people, lift them up. They had enough problems which they don't even know how to solve. But that spark of motivation, it will open up their hearts where they solve their own issues. So, again, you're not dealing with a car.
You're dealing with humans.
You're dealing with human beings. More so, you're dealing with souls. So you need to be the nur in order to give it to others. I don't care how poor they are. I don't care where they are. They are people who can do the impossible. Make them believe they can. Like I said now the other day there in Western Kenya, I said to them, you must make people that they believe that they are magnificent. Even if they have nothing, they will find it. That's the guide which you need to be. But before that, you need to first have those self-realizations within. And walk on this dunya strong. With tawadu, yes, not with arrogance, a'udhu billah.
Inshallah.
But strong.
I think that these are the characteristics of the followers of Imam Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman.
Yeah.
Shaykhana, thank you so much. I wish, as I told you when we started, that we don't put a time cap to this, but the problem is not a problem. We have an opportunity to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I thank you. I thank you personally for this. I think it's few minutes for some of us that we spoke, and I enjoyed every bit and every part of it. You did your lighthouse thing and you inspired me. I don't know about the rest, but I can start with me. May Allah grant you tawfiq. May Allah help you in the work that you're doing, grant you pure or purest levels of ikhlas, inshallah, and sincerity and courage, and inshallah self-realization in different and deeper levels, inshallah. I wish we had time to speak more. I had some other topics in mind also that, again, it's sheikh to sheikh talk.
Yes.
Yeah, I wish I had. So thank you.
I would like to thank you, Sheikh, my dear Sheikh, my dear brother. The way, and as I said it now the other day there in Western Kenya, you must devour this earth. Hadith of Imam Zain al-Abidin, Az-Zuhud laysa an la tamliku shay'an.
And la yamlikuka shay'.
Devour this dunya, but let nothing devours you. And be strong wherever you go. We will have shortcomings, yes. But again, solve for X. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
barakatuh. Thank you guys, and for your patience.
Shukran. Shame they were sitting over there listening to this babbling of